Thanks for stopping by and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to look at the Kobo Libra H2O. To quickly go over the specification, it is a 7-inch e-ink display and has waterproof support, which is different than the previous models. The box contains the reader itself. It comes with a protective film which I had already removed. The build quality looks good and it's comfortable to hold. The physical buttons are an advantage as you don't have to swipe when you don't want to. It is a 7-inch screen, so good readability. This is how you measure it standard. The back is a textured hard plastic, which is good as it will not slip, and other than that, you just have a power button. On one of the side, you have the micro USB charging port, and it is still not USB-C, but that's okay. Other side is pretty much nothing. Apart from this, you have the quick start guide and multilingual instructions booklet. Then you have the micro USB charging cable. The length is sufficient. You can also use this if you want to connect to your PC or Mac. Okay, again, not USB-C, but that's not a deal breaker because you don't charge these things too often. Okay, so let's look further in the device. It is currently in a powered off state. So first of all, let's power it on. If you're coming from the world of tablet and fast devices, then you need to be a bit patient and it is not specs heavy. So don't expect big performance. But it's okay because it is just a reading device and not a tablet device. As soon as it is booted, it lands on the home screen displaying what you are currently reading. Let's zoom a little bit for a more closer look. Sorry for the camera bubble. So let us check out the settings, what we have got here. Obviously, the first thing that you will do is to uh, connect to your Wi-Fi. Please note that it only supports 2.4 gigahertz channel. 5 gigahertz is not shown, so the Wi-Fi model looks a bit dated. And it is a shame actually. So if you're a proud owner of Wi-Fi 5 or Wi-Fi 6 devices, then you will be a bit disappointed. Let's look at the Kobo store and go to the categories. Okay, it is taking time to load. Maybe we will go back and check this later because I don't want to wait. One of the major thing that this device is different from Kindle that could be a deal breaker in favor of Kobo is that you can use Overdrive to borrow books from the supported library in your place of living. For example, you can see based on my current location, it is showing me the nearby library which supports the Overdrive based book borrowing. This is a huge plus for people who have library subscription. But if you do not have a library subscription, then this may not be a big deal for you. So obviously you need to have your library card ready. As of now, I do not have it. So let's go back. Now let's look at the book which I added from the free section of Kobo store. You might notice a quick splash of screen refresh between black and white. That's not an issue with the device. Um, the swipe response on this device is fine for my liking, but do not expect button smooth swipes like tablet and phones. You can also rotate it to read in portrait or landscape mode. What happened? Oh, I see. I had disabled the auto rotate, so let's enable it back quickly. Yeah, that's more like it. I prefer reading it this way. Now let's look at the lighting settings. Keeping the warm light to the lowest, this is a max and minimum for the brightness for daytime or outside reading as per your liking. and lighting conditions around you. This natural light button does not seem to do much, or at least I didn't notice. And this is your max warm setting for nighttime reading. Again, this button does not add any difference. Of course, you can set the timing when it automatically switches the light settings for you. For the text setting, you choose to use the font as per the publisher, or you can change it. Font size, most people would like to change it to their liking, as well as the line spacing. For me, these things are fine. The changes are immediately reflected, so you see it very quickly. You do have the option to hold a word or a complete sentence or paragraph depending on what you want to do. For example, I want to know more about this word. I can look for its meaning or add a note to it, or maybe simply highlight it. No color options in highlighting though. When it comes to Wikipedia or Google search, then it does not honor the font size setting. So that seems to be a bit of a problem. Now, if you want to highlight or add a note, then this is how you do it. You can either highlight it like this, or you can add a note like this. On screen keyboard will pop up, so you type whatever you have to type, and then you're done. And if you no longer need it, then you select it again, and then you delete it. It is as simple as that. And this is an example of using the physical button as opposed to swipe if you want to move the pages back and forth. This is easier if you want to just rest your finger. This option provides some sort of analytics or insights. This is helpful as it tells you about your reading progress. As you can see here, this option is for reading settings. You can decide what you want to see in header or footer areas. To show the progress bar, you can also change the button settings for previous and next as per your liking. And then in this region, you can decide on the screen refresh, screen orientation, and you can set the gestures. You can read multiple books in one go. I have loaded 3 books at once and I did not see any lag. So it's okay. However, with images, it could be a different story. But as you can see here, the swipe and everything seems to be fine and there are no lags. Okay, now let's see some other option. Let's check the energy settings. Here you can decide the power and the sleep settings. And if you select this option, then it shows what you're currently reading. So in a powered off state, it will show something like this, as if you're holding a book with its cover on front. And when you're not reading it, other than that, I don't think so it is much of a feature. Just something to show off when you're not reading. Okay, now let's power it again. It does take a moment. So again, don't expect it to be too fast. It does have the capability to let you start from where you left off. So not just for one book, for other books as well that you might be simultaneously reading. In my case, I am reading 3 books. So whichever book I go to, it is going to start from the place from where I left it. So that way I don't have to swipe through the place or maybe add some sort of bookmark. So it's easy. The other option is help, which is self-explanatory. So I'm not going to go through it. It has various help section. So now let's see some other setting, which would be syncing and updates. So this is helpful if you have Kobo apps installed on your other devices like PC and your phone, so you can sync to them. Okay, so what is the next option? Recommended is just like any other AI, which shows you the recommendation based on the interests that you set in. So nothing unique here. It's just an example. If I am interested in kids books, then it is going to show me the recommendation for the kids book. It's taking some time. Oh, there you go. All right, so nothing unique here. It's just a matter of preference. Again, related reads is the AI based on what you're reading. It is going to suggest you the titles so that you can buy additional things. So other than this, I also bought a sleep cover. Sorry for the camera Google. The Kobo does sell their own sleep cover, but it is costly. It is $55 in the place where I live in. This one is like $8, which I bought it, which does the job. It does have groups you can see, which gives it some reading position when you want to put it on a desk. It fits in nicely, no complaints. Um, if you want to save money, then you can buy a cheaper option like this, or you can buy the Kobo ones. It has a magnetic one. It does say that it supports the sleep function. It has proper holes for power button as well as on the side for the charging. So the size fits nicely. And let's quickly check the sleep function. If you close it and it's supposed to sleep, somehow it's not working. I believe I need to change the setting which I previously disabled it. So that might be the reason it's not working. So let's quickly go to that setting and energy setting, and let's uncheck this one and try it again. So go to the home screen, let's close the flap, and it should sleep, and when you open it, it should wake up. Oh, there you go. You can see on the bottom left hand side, you can see sleeping option will come. So it is working. So $8 is worth the money for this. So that's all guys. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like it, please subscribe it. Thank you. Bye bye.